Hello everybody, and this is my Kidstars story. I first became a Kidstars presenter on the 4th of October 2020, after somebody told me about the channel, and I sent a couple of audition videos to it, and I was lucky enough to have been accepted and to have got the job. Now, I honestly can't imagine where the Kidstars experience would have taken me. Yeah, I'm using the word experience and not journey, because that's not the proper definition of journey. Alright! Anyway, this experience. To think how I've been a Kidstars presenter for 3 years now, it feels, it just feels, well, amazing. That's how I can describe this experience. It's been amazing. Now, I'm going to talk about the presenters. First of all, there's Johnny, who is such a nice guy, and really clever too. I mean, he's really good at coming up with the programs to have on the channel. And Johnny knows how to make Kidstars what it is. And, what else can I add to that? As well as coming up with all the programs, he's very good at, giving channel updates on the Instagram page of Kidstars. And, I presented with him once, and that was on the 27th of August, 2022. And he was such a nice guy to work with. I mean, you know, when I'm presenting Kidstars, there's surrealism, jokes, pranks, and mischief. And Johnny learned how to cope with that quite well. Even if we did present together for just the one day. I remember in particular where I cracked up a joke in one of the links, and he laughed a lot. So yeah, I feel proud of that. So that's Johnny. Next, there's Bree, who I absolutely love to bits. Yes, you all know that she's the presenter who I've presented with the most. Because, well, she's pretty much like me in a way. I mean, well, we both have the same coloured hair. And we both like the 4 things I mentioned just now. Surrealism, jokes, pranks, and mischief. But you may have noticed, when we first presented together on the 24th of August 2022, she was a little bit confused of what was happening. That's fair enough. So you could tell in her face, like, when something surreal did happen, you could see in her face that she was a little bit confused and was thinking, what's going on? But I think the more we presented together, the more she got used to the surrealism. So now when we present together, when something surreal does happen, she's not so confused. And yeah, when I'm presenting with a co-presenter, Bree is the co-presenter who I have the most fun with. And yeah, you all know that this is the 20th of March, Kidstars' 6th birthday, woo! And I'll be leaving on the 2nd of April. Well, that's when my last presenting day will be, the 2nd of April. And so, hopefully I'll get to present with Bree one more time before I go. I mean, that would be lovely, if that's possible. Anyway, next on the list, there's Harry, who again, like Johnny, who I've presented with once. And, what can I say about him? Well, I can tell that he's passionate about the channel and wants to do a really good job at presenting, and keeping all the children entertained, which I think he does a really good job at. So, well done, Harry. And yeah, when I presented with him that day, I think he coped well with the things that were going on during the links. So, yeah, like Johnny, Harry is very nice and wants to do a good job. He's hardworking. That's how I describe him, hardworking. And last but not least, there's Antonio, who I've never presented with because, well, he joined at the beginning of the year. And even though I have never presented with him, he, when I watch his links, I think he also does a very good job at presenting. I mean, I'm sure he must have seen the tips and what other presenters give to, newcomers. And I think he has read those tips and followed the rules, so yeah, and he's still presenting to this day, so I think. So anyway, good job, Antonio. Keep it up. So yeah, that's the presenters. And well, what next? Well, being a KidStars presenter, I mean, to have done this job for 3 years, as I said earlier, a few minutes ago, that it's been an amazing experience. I mean, I got a taste of what it was like to be a CBBC presenter. I say CBBC because I feel like my KidStars links are a little bit like CBBC with all those ridiculous things happening and crazy things. But yeah, when I'm presenting for my KidStars links, of course I know it's a children's channel, but I want to make my links family friendly. So not just the children, but their older siblings and their parents and carers can watch them as well. So yeah, I want my KidStars links to be classified. Yeah, as I said, I want them to be family friendly, and I think they are. And yeah, and you may have noticed also on my my schedule, there's yes, when Johnny announced that us presenters were going to have our own schedules at the start of 2022, I was just so happy because there was lots of programs which I wanted to put onto the channel, which I thought were missing from the old schedule, because today's generation of kids, what do they know? They know the new Thomas, the new Postman Pat, special delivery service, those, the new Fireman Sam, the new Noddy, yeah, and as well as new versions of those classics. There's what else? There's Peppa Pig, Ben Horsey the Kingdom, what else? Anyway, yeah, when I heard that we were gonna have our own schedules, I mean, I believe that there's always room for the old classics as well. So I put in a lot of classic British children's TV programs from like the 1960s, the 1970s, the 1980s, 1990s, and the early 2000s. So I wanted to introduce today's generation of kids, well, to the generation of children's television from when I was a child, so my generation, and the generation of their parents and carers as well. So yeah, examples being the old Thomas, the old Fireman Sam, the old Postman Pat, and the old Noddy, and there's so many classics I can name. Well, The Shiny Show, Mr. Ben, Bod, Bertha, the Koala Brothers, the Storymakers, Andy Pandy, Bill and Ben. Yeah, I try to put in as many classics as I can. So yeah, so I'm hoping that today's generation of children will grow up with all those old shows as well as those new ones. And it's not just old programs which are on my schedule. There's some comedy programs as well, like there's Mr. Bean, obviously. There's Harry Hill's Shark Infested Custard, Grim Tales with Rick Mayall, and the Basil Brush Show. Mr. Bean, Mr. Bean is my favourite show on Kidstars because, well, I wanted to show children that, we all know that Rowan Atkinson is an absolute legend, and the world absolutely loves him. Well, I certainly love the man, and he's just a genius. So I wanted to put Mr. Bean on Kidstars because, I thought children need to know that that Rowan he's so clever and so funny. So if our Kidstars viewers do ever spot him walking along the street, it'll be lovely for them to say to them, "We saw you on Kidstars, and you're fantastic." And if I'm just across the road and I hear that would warm up my heart, because I'd think, yes. Well, just yes times 3. And so, I think I've got 2 more things to talk about. One of them being you, the viewers. I mean, you are all awesome for tuning in to watch watch the Kidstars, and it's just lovely to know that it's not just children who watch the channel, even though the channel is aimed for children, but older people as well. Because going back to what I said about making my links family friendly, so yeah, I'd say Kidstars is a family channel, because I think there's something for everybody. Yeah, so thank you all for tuning in every day. If you watch Kidstars every day. If not, I'm sure you can always catch up. There's countless playlists on the channel. And so, yes, just thank you for being awesome and tuning into Kidstars. And last but not least, my departure. I announced in late 2022 that I'll be stepping down as a Kidstars presenter because, in late 2022, more things have grown and have come into my own life. I'm hoping, to get into the world of show business properly this year. I mean, it'll be awesome if I can, but if that doesn't happen until 2024, that's fine. But my aim is to start my professional career this year. So I've got my fingers crossed that I do. So yeah, the reason why I'm leaving Kidstars, it's to focus on my future. But I just wanted to thank everybody for being so supportive and just making me feel at home on the channel. And I just feel lucky to have worked with you. Sorry. All I can say is just thank you for giving me 3 years of fun and frolics relating to children's television. Yeah, just a lot of thank yous. Sorry. Right, I think that's all I have to say about my Kidstar story before I start welling up. Because, as well as my co-presenters and the viewers being sad about my departure, I'm also sad because I've had so much fun on Kidstars, and it's become a big part of my life. I mean, 3 years of my life, to be precise. Started presenting when I was 18, and left the channel when I'm 21, because I'm currently 21. And so, yeah, that's the end of my Kidstar story. So I'll just say, again, thank you, everybody. And, yeah. See ya.